Hello everyone, welcome back to G&J Exploring. In today's video we continue our trip around the island of Tenerife. Starting on day 3 we head from San Andres up to the Anaga National Park and get slightly lost in the cloud forest and its clouds. And while we're up there we head to the small village of Taborno to have a look out towards the coast. We then head to the old capital of San Cristóbal de La Laguna and have a look around its historic centre before heading to the new capital of Santa Cruz de Tenerife and looking at its lovely opera house. On day 4 we stay around the town of San Andres and we head up to the caves overlooking the town before spending our afternoon enjoying some beer and sand on the beach. So I hope you enjoy the video and on with the show. It's a new day here in Tenerife and today Juliet and I are on to the Anaga National Park, which is about an hour's drive away into the hills, and we were doing some walking around, but the first thing to do is have a look at this very nice view down toward San Andres. Now hopefully the large clouds in the distance won't get us too wet today, but we'll see how it goes. We are here up on the Anaga Mountains and as you can see it is very cloudy. Not as cloudy as it has been, there's actually pretty decent visibility here compared to what we've been having elsewhere. But it's been a very interesting drive. Not seen a great deal, but hopefully the clouds are going to get a little bit better. And we'll get a better view as time goes on, but it is very pretty. So we have reached the visitor centre on the top of the Anaga Mountains. We'll show you the view outside, which is limited currently. But we're now just going to have a quick look what we can do here, and I think the next place we'll be going is a walk down on the other side of the mountains. We've just left the visitor centre and the lady there gave us a very nice pamphlet with a few things to do on it, but we're just walking through one of the forests up here on the mountaintop. As you can see it's very, very misty. It's not as bad as it has been, but it is still very misty. The lady says that it will get a bit better as time goes on, but I think we'll come back in a few days to do it again. As for now, we're going to be maybe heading down the other side of a mountain to another viewpoint. But as it is, we're just having a nice walk through this misty forest. We're still at the visitor centre, but we thought we'd just show you a quick view of this famous viewpoint looking down the valley towards the bottom. As you can see, it's very impressive and you can see an awful lot from here. We have driven down a long windy road and we are now at the village of Taborno, and luckily the view has started to open up just a little bit and we've got a view of sorts down here. Hopefully we'll get a bit of a better view as we get closer to the sea, but next stop is along this path to a viewpoint. After walking down the path a little bit, we are out the clouds, more or less, and we have this nice view out across the sea. If I swing round, we have the rock of Taborno up there, just hidden in the clouds a little bit, and swinging back round, you can see up the valley towards the mountains. Now, that's where we came from, and we are only just below the clouds here, so the view's not perfect, but it is very nice. Next thing you might see might be a bit of droning, but it may not go very well. We will see. We're back up on the misty mountains and we're at a place called Pico de Ingles, which is this bit of forest, as you can see, very spooky in the mist. But the main thing to see here is this very interesting gorge. Somebody's cut through the rock, and we'll walk up here and you can see how interesting it is, how spooky it is with the trees up there. We're down off the mountain a little bit, not too far, but we've already found some sun, and yeah, this very nice view out across the valley in front of us. Very nice. It's a bit of a circus behind me. I'm not sure I'll turn around. But yeah, great view out the front. Actually, if I do turn around, you can see the mountains and the clouds up behind us. After a few shenanigans with parking, we are now in the town of La Laguna, which is quite an old town here in Tenerife. I'm told it is the old capital, but we're just in one of these squares. Looks like we're getting ready for something, and we're going to go hunt down a tourist information and get a map to see what there is to look at while we're here. We are now walking through La Laguna, which is a very, very nice town. It's got a very nice old centre. We're moving out of it a little bit now towards the market, but we'll get back to it later on. But as you can see, it is a very pretty place to come and visit. We are now in the market, and as you can see, it is a very interesting place full of very interesting things. I'm not sure Juliet and I are going to be brave enough to buy anything, especially if you don't really need anything. But nevertheless, a very interesting place to come and visit. We have just had a very nice lunch at a local restaurant, and now we're at this little park outside the cathedral, convent, something or other to San Augustine, which is behind me over here, looking very run down because it is, but it's still very nice to come look at. We are a bit further down the street and we have reached La Laguna's cathedral, which is a very impressive thing. And we're now just going to be heading back down the way towards the car and seeing what we find. We are now here in Santa Cruz after a very troublesome drive down here. The people here don't like to signpost their roads very well. Anyway, we are now down, walking towards the front. You might be able to see something which looks a bit interesting over on the right hand side, which is the Opera House here. Something of a play on the Sydney Opera House, I think. But we'll be getting down there shortly and we'll do another video when we're there. Juliet and I have now reached the Opera House here. Very impressive. Definitely channeling the one in Sydney a little bit. Slight spin round though. We have the lovely view of the city in front of us. Not the nicest place to drive through, but fairly nice to look at from here. And if we look down over the side, you'll see that somebody has gone and painted a load of pictures of famous musicians on the rocks for some reason. Not entirely sure why that is. If we carry on down here, you can see that we've got this old colonial fort. And I think we're just going to head round to the other side of it now and see if there's any way in, see if there's anything else to see. But we might be pretty much done here in Santa Cruz. And here we have a last final look at the colonial fort and the Opera House. Very impressive, nice to see them together. You can also see the incredibly clear water down below. Juliet are now out on the sea again. We got back to the apartment and now we've been doing a little bit of bodyboarding. Caught some good waves. The waves have died off a little bit, but Juliet here is going to see what she finds, and this looks like a big one. Here we go, here we go. So you've just seen Juliet and I bodyboarding in this wonderful place. What do you think, Juliet? Good? Yeah. Hopefully you got something. It was a bit hard to do any filming, but as you can see, it is a wonderful area. And we're now going to go and have a little bit of food. Juliet and I have got up today and we've driven to San Andres again, but this time we are up the hill on the other side of the beach, and we're going to be walking about an hour up to some caves up on high in the hills. So no doubt there'll be some good views to see when we're up there, and we'll get back to you when there's something else to see. We are now on the walk, not too far from where we started, but we're just heading up the hill. apart from it being a bit warm, it's very pleasant, and the path is a lot better than we expected, which is very nice. So if we walk up to this corner, hopefully we'll get another view out across the town and the beach. You can see the top we're going up to a bit better there. But here we have another great view out across the town. We're about 20 minutes into the walk and we're on our final ascent up to the top. So in front of me is one of the old artillery batteries or viewpoints, which we might go visit later, we're not sure. But the main thing we're seeing is the caves up on the top. You might be able to see them there already, and we should be there in the next 10 minutes or so. I'm now up here with Juliet on top of a mountain, and as you can see it's a very impressive view. So there's the view out towards San Andres, and if I spin around you have the port area below. You have San Carlos, where we were yesterday, in the distance, and you've got some rugged hills behind us where we were yesterday in Anaga. But it's a very, very impressive thing to come visit. We're going to do a bit more exploring, we'll probably do a few more videos, so we'll see you shortly. So we're just coming down off this peak right now, but I just wanted to show you one of the other things to see up here, which is this cave. So this is sort of the bit on Google Maps which is marked. But as you can see, there's this very interesting cave looking out on both sides of the mountain. So you've got this front cave in the middle, and then you've got this opening where Juliet is. You've got this other little cave down there, and you can walk up this nice bit of very nicely sloped rock and out onto the top where we were before. It's all very convenient to come look at, and you've got this really great view out underneath the cave. So if I come down here, you can see that great view out down towards the beach. So we're now going to be going down there. You might see a few videos on the way down, but next main stop for us is going to be the beach. We are back on the beach here in San Andres, and we've just had a very nice lunch from one of the beach bars, and a few beers after walking up the hill earlier. We're now going to find a nice palm tree to shelter under from the sun, and then we're going to spend a little bit of time in and out of the sea. Juliet and I have got back to the apartment, and we're just having a nice time here on our sun loungers, reading some books. But we've got that one last great view out towards the sea, and it is an absolutely great time we've had here. Next stop for us is we'll be going back down south tomorrow to another town on, this time, the north side of the island.